This is Glassman. This is Glassman. Nice to meet you. I've actually brought interesting Bruce. Bruce is from New Zealand.
Let's do that.
He's from Bombala down in southern New South Wales.
Oh, okay.
This is actually in the
That's
front.
where you live now.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There's an article of his in the front page of Glassman Post. He's here for the International Sample Exhibition. And Bruce's exhibition on the Holocaust. And he gave Bruce and
Basically, finally met somebody I've managed to find some material, family material. Yeah. Got to meet them just 2 days ago. Got to give them some stuff that they did. So that's pretty special.
it's a really nice. So there's a big Australian contingent of the exhibition as well. And the boys from here, from Boys Town, came to the exhibition that Johnny had organised.
Where was the exhibition?
It's still the Tennessee at the ICC, the International Convention Centre. There's a very big Australian contingent.
Today's resting place too.
I just saw at the airport the Australian Chamber of Commerce has got a whole delegation.
Wonderful, thank you. Thanks, you.
Yeah, you're on the phone. You've usually got a delegation here every week. Pretty much. And most of them are reasonably close to involved in something like that. Hello, nice to meet you, Chris Cannan.
And his grandfather actually started the institution in 1948.
Terrific, wow.
His grandfather was American, but he's continuing it. Actually, his father was the dean of the school, actually, be here any minute. He's coming from outside. So let's go into
Do you want a video inside?
I carry this.
Thank you.
So we'll check business. Yes. Yeah. It's not so much the end of the job.
That gives me like 30 seconds to send a text which is
Take it, make yourself at home. And me and the children as a son of the self-employed.
Oh, this is so nice of you.
Well, yes, Ken, but I mean, to be honest though, we've just started. So I've done nothing. Well, we've got tax deductible status, we've got a bank account, and we're going to kick it off. And so I've come out because I want to see and I'm going on to Europe after this. And but I wanted to meet Yoni, and I wanted to come and see Boys Town.
It's the first time I've been here.
In Israel.
No, on board.
In Boys Town, yes. I've been to Jerusalem many times, but I've never. I wanted to see something that was 18 acres. I mean, that's a lot of land. So it's very good. It's really impressive.
So what's the idea with Boys Town, Australia? Boys Town,
Well,
Jerusalem,
look,
Australia?
fundamentally, just want to help raise money to support Boys Town, Jerusalem.
Gotcha.
Because, and to be honest with you, I'm a 35-year practicing lawyer, so I'm doing my due diligence. I wanted to make sure it is what it is. And I've had a number of friends that have come here and said it's really good, but I want to see it for myself. You know, we've got DGR status in Australia, so I feel some degree of obligation to make sure that it is what it represents to be.
I just want to call a spade a spade. When we started opening up the charity, he basically asked for all of our financials from all of our offices worldwide to make sure we were okay. and we passed this test, so I was happy. He actually has a good friend. He has a good friend who's one of our trustees in England.
That's how I got dogged in. So there are issues. I mean, we have dormitories there, and I don't need to go into the ins and outs. That raised a whole lot of implications. And I was very impressed with Yoni's very honest responses about when I confronted that issue. I said, well, how do you deal with that issue? Because you don't need to go into the detail of that.
No,
it's a pretty serious issue. And we're not, it's not just the Catholic Church, I can assure you. So, but it's good. So, yeah, I'm very pleased to be here.
So it's 1,000.
A little bit under 1,000 boys.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite the operation. Like I said, the boys up until 18, they'll learn here and then they have to go to the army, unless they accepted to the deferred program.
And they come from all over Israel?
They come from all over the world, actually.
All over the world?
Yeah,
So
it
Jewish
used to be-
kids from where? From States or?
Not actually from the States. We actually have very few English speakers. I'm going to try to intermingle them with you as they're here, but boys from Russia, former Soviet Union, Ethiopia, France, because of the increased anti-Semitism over there.
Yeah.
So over there.
No Australian kids though.
Nice. A couple of us here.
Rabbi, very pleased to meet you. Cannan, pleasure to meet you.
Hey, Rabbi, please. The rabbi's father founded the school in 1940.
Yeah, I heard. And a tremendous institution that your father found 70 years ago.
70 years already. You make me feel old.
As old as Israel, which is no bad thing.
Can you imagine somebody coming at the age of 40, 42, 1949, 1950, at that time they were bringing hundreds of thousands of immigrants from the North African countries. He was a high school principal in the States. And he saw what was going on. The government couldn't handle all this. They didn't have the housing for them. They didn't have schooling for them. Here comes a man all by himself and says,
On his own.
I'm going to make a change here. I'm going to do something about it. He had no backing. He didn't belong to any political party. That was one of his principles. They didn't have any connections with any parties. The main object was education. And he signed contracts for millions and millions of dollars. And then he would go out back in the United States looking for the money. That's how we worked. That's how we moved up this. Of course, with the help of the good Lord upstairs.
And always helps to have that guy on side.
Without that, you can't move.
Indeed.
Without that, you can't move. And that's what we have today. We have close to 900 students, over 7,000 graduates. All the students serving in the Army, the Air Force, whatever it is, and different businesses. That's the story of Boys Town.
That's terrific. And once the boys
We
graduate,
have a problem with the name Boys Town. You know, in America they have Father Flanagan has the Boys Town,
okay,
and they think that we are connected with Father Flanagan.
which are not.
I wouldn't mind having his bank account.
Yeah.
He's got about $600 million stored away over there.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah.
We can use that.
They do good work, the Boys Town.
Then you wouldn't have to go to Australia.
Yeah, I'm vaguely familiar with the name, but I don't know the details of the US of Boys Town. But
Yes.
the boys here, when they graduate and go on to military or business or whatever, government, I guess some. Do they maintain? Is there like an alumni type? Do they maintain
Yes,
a
yes.
strong
As part also comes under my office's domain that we're supposed to try, to be in touch with all of them, to see actually where they got to. I'm sure you're familiar, he just got out of the army, Yoav Mordechai, he was the one, the governor, coordinator for the territories for the government.
Pauline Mordecai.
So he's our grad.
He's really?
1982.
Yeah, I know. I've met him a couple of times.
Okay.
He just finished up.
Just finished up,
Very
right,
interesting guy.
But it was actually fun. I just spoke to him a couple weeks ago, and I said, "Yeah, I wanted to please speak to our charities, on behalf of the school." He says, "Yeah, sure. Where do you have offices?" I told him the States and Canada and in England. And I said, "We have a new one in Australia." He's like, "Australia? How did you get to Australia?" He's like, "Maybe I'll go. I don't know."
He's a good guy. Yeah, that's
So
terrific.
he's one of our boys. And, we have also squadron pilots and all kinds of the boys that are definitely out there. In fact, even in the Knesset, the printing press. I told you we have printing presses
Yes,
here.
yes.
The head of the printing press is also one of our graduates from we have printing press, and the 3 people working there are also our graduates. So they thank God, the idea is to get them out of this cycle of poverty and to really.
And how do you identify, or how is it that the children, the boys, find their way here? Is it an application process, or is it referrals
Right,
from
so it's actually
communities?
changed in the past couple of years. Boys who want to come to the school, the youngest boys, they have to go through the municipality, Jerusalem municipality.
Right.
We're not allowed to actively recruit, quote unquote,
Yep.
to make sure that they're really the best for for the school and that we're good for them. The thing is that as opposed to other schools, where our last question is, can you afford the tuition? A lot of other schools, that's their first question. Can you afford tuition? And then that's the end of the interview. By us, that's the last question. It's
Okay.
not just a cliche; it's true. But we want to make sure that the boys will succeed. So most of our boys, they're good, wholesome boys.
Yeah.
They just got dealt bad life,
Bad hand.
yeah, bad hand, exactly. So, but they're good boys on the whole. Like you notice, you walk in the hallways. I say for sure, but you probably won't see any serious discipline issues because they are good boys. You know what I'm saying? So we just try to make sure they have whatever they need.
And there's the opportunity for financial assistance for those that don't have the tuition.
Every boy here is on financial assistance.
Yeah.
About a third.
Scholarships.
That
Yeah.
sort of goes with the
That's what we raise funds on.
90% are on scholarships.
A third of the boys don't pay a penny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically. So I'll make some more introductions. People walked in.
Please,
Amir Kesar is the general manager of the school. Rabbi Elimach is the head Hebrew principal of the school. And Yossi Levi over there, he's our junior high school principal. And also Rabbi Rosengrantz, also the junior high school. Right? Melody actually is our writer.
Okay.
She
I'm the
writes-
imposter here.
Right, she writes everything in English, so if you somebody else probably later on, we'll try to
Okay.
help us obviously. It'll be in her Little Rock, Arkansas vernacular.
Okay.
All right?
Little Rock,
Something before we get running, because I want to make sure you're out here on time.
Well, look, this is so nice that I feel like I must avail of a little bit of your spirit thing there. You presented it so beautifully.
This is magnificently good.
Everything here is from on campus, because we don't want the boys to go off campus looking for food, seriously. So, it's before your time, but there's outside the old city gates, there's a
Listen, any time you want to have a good meal, you can always come in. Come in here unannounced, just go down to the kitchen, you get a great meal.
You know,
Be careful of what you offer. I might take you up on
I
it.
guarantee you a better meal than the King David.
Oh, I'm going here later, so
All our supporters that come to King David, they come to eat here, they said the food is much better.
all right, okay, good.
Actually, the Philippine embassy, their staff sometimes when they go to Yad Vashem, they come here. They have lunch because we had a whole thing here with the Philippines. I'll explain it to you later. But because we're in Yad Vashem, so it has happened. What I was saying is outside the old city is the Dan Pearl Hotel, closed down. The Dan Pearl, it's like a 3-floor hotel, and they laid everybody off with the second Intifada because of lack of tourism. So we got the chef. So he's been here ever since. So it's like so the food is really at a high level.
It wasn't upside to the far.
Yeah, exactly right.
We got a good shit. There was something.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to run you through the school a little bit. Make sure you're out on time as promised. Melissa, what's her name? She's taking care of you.
Melissa, yeah, she takes good care of me.
Okay, good. Very good. And we'll interact maybe with a couple of students on the way as well.
That'll be lovely.
Any questions or anything, by all means, please feel free to bring the
I'm very impressed you've got these little Australian flags.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got they're Australian, not New Zealand flags. sometimes people make a mistake. I think it's usually when New Zealand people come and they bring out the Australian flag. So congratulations.
When we had the Philippine ambassador here for the first time, we had already 3. We didn't know that if you hang up the flag, the red up, it means a war.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We
right.
learned the hard way. Yeah, like talk about a diplomatic snap over, but thank God, ever since then we know that the blue is up, blue is heaven, blue is peace, and
Okay. Gotcha.
we know. Now we know.